Whoop, whoop, whoop. if I really love this decision.
Over the middle, got his man, and look at him go! Jalen Waddle for the touchdown!
Welcome to Inside Leverage, your gateway to the fascinating realm of the Miami Dolphins. Join us as we delve deep into the team's dynamic Super Bowl journey. We invite you to share your most scorching takes, unwind, and relish in our captivating experience.
Blocked by Armstead. Going, he's got him! He's got him! Tyreek Hill! And the Dolphins have come back!
A big play on the first one! Home run! Play one! To the house! What a start for the Dolphins!
It's Inside Leverage. We always gonna put on a show, baby. That's what we do.
Welcome back, everybody.
Bow! We are back in the booth.
How's everybody doing?
Coach, how you feeling?
Hey, man, listen.
Hey man, listen. People want to get Arthur Smith as our running coordinator, so I need that.
Can we save that? Let's save that till later, man. Let's save it till later. There's a lot of good juicy stuff. You know.
Man, listen. I'm ready. I'm ready for the changes that are possible, changes that we might face. I'm happy. Well, you know what it is, bro. When you watch the playoffs now, you really see what you're lacking and what we don't have, man. And it's. I told myself I wasn't gonna be on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, arguing with people about football. And I've tweeted that we need linebackers, right? And they're like, we need O-line help. I'm like, bro, we really don't need O-line help like that. We have our backups, and Cotton, Robert Jones, Liam Eichenberg. All we need to do is draft a left guard, bring back Connor, and we're settled, right? It sounds really easy, and it's not easy to do, accomplish. You have to get players. You might even sign a left guard, whatever the case may be. But a linebacker, you're potentially replacing Duke Riley, Jerome Baker, Van Ginkel, because Van Ginkel is playing with a linebacker. So you're looking at three guys that are three starters, and you also have to think about the outside guys, which are also linebackers. So we need more. I don't know, bro. I just find myself in this crazy argument.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, French?
Man. Well, man, listen. We need linebackers. We need depth at O-line. But one of the things I was thinking about is when you talk about the free agent market, what's one of the teams we were looking at when we were talking about offensive line and linebacker? Tampa Bay. So I'm interested to see how this free agent market shape up, because listen, the one thing I keep hearing everybody in the national media talk about is whether or not how the market's gonna go with Stephen Ross cutting the check. You know, Stephen Ross gonna cut that check, and he's gonna give us the flexibility we need to do what we need to do, because that's the nature of the beast. That's what, listen, when you're in the win now mode, ask Mickey Erickson. When you're in the win now mode, you got to pay that luxury tax. You got to pay the cost. If you got to scratch $100 million just for us to get in the plus side of doing business, that's what we got to do. But within these next 2 years, we are in the win now mode. And whether or not sign Tua to an extended contract, that gives him the flexibility and the team flexibility to make other acquisitions, that's what we got to do. Let's go get these linebackers. Go get me another guard and another center.
French, I gotta stop your little rant here because our guest is here. Before we get started, I just want to give it a quick background. Tonight we have a very special guest. He was drafted by the Dolphins 9th overall in 1990. He amassed 7 Pro Bowls and 4 All-Pro awards while protecting Dan Marino's blind side for 10 years. I am extremely honored to welcome Miami Dolphins honor roll inductee number 78, Richmond Webb. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
What's up? How y'all doing?
All right, man. Looking
Great
forward to
memories,
this, man. How you doing?
All
Hey,
them pancakes. I see them pancakes. Pancakes.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me on the show. How y'all doing?
All right, man.
Dream, my brother.
Listen,
Listen,
we appreciate you.
as a kid watching you on TV, and now I'm here talking to you. Now we good.
I just want to make sure, as long as we good, we good. That's it.
Hey, Rich, give us a little background what you've been doing with your time, man.
Man, since the Dolphins out the playoffs, I'm still watching this and that. It's been a little cool here in Texas. We had a couple cold days last week, and then it warmed up for like a day, and now we got rain for like 2 more days, and then I'll kind of get back in. I had to put my little citrus trees in the garage and stuff so they wouldn't, get frostbite. But I'm gonna pull them back out this weekend. Yeah.
I did the same with my oregano.
Yes, sir. You got protected. That's it.
Wow. So what are you doing as far? Are you working on anything? You got a podcast? I know you've been on with other different people. Are you doing like coaching on the side? What are you up to?
No, I do a podcast with I go on with Reason and a guy named Ball Game, inside the NFL. We tape that on Wednesday nights. I've been doing that for a few years, so that's Reason's podcast. But I've been doing that, and then just trying to learn how to be an empty nester. My youngest daughter's, she in college, she graduate in May, and so I'm just trying to learn that and keep this honeydew list down. Other than that, that's about it, bro.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. What I can say, you don't know how much I can relate to every single thing you just said.
I cannot.
You feel my pain then, huh?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
French just started. He got little girls.
You guys are preaching to the choir to each other because you have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, we have a lot more in common than just this white hair, bro. I'm just.
I am not rushing to that.
Don't rush. Take your time, bro. Take your time. It's gonna be waiting on you. That's it.
Hey, Mr. Will, let me ask you a football question. When I was chopping it up with the boys, and I was actually talking about an argument I'm having on these Twitter worlds. You know how people get rabid out there. And my point with this team, as I see teams being successful in the playoffs and maintain their success, I say we do need O-line help, but we need linebackers, and we need dogs at linebacker. And we need side on the sideline, guys. I figure you can fix our O-line with bringing back Connor, and you get a solid left guard. Maybe you could draft the kid from Washington that he eventually replace T-Set or whatever. But I think we need more linebackers, and we need guys that man. Zach Thomas, people used to be man. Nobody's scared about linebackers, man. These guys are friendly, exchanging jerseys at the end of the game.
Yeah, I do. There are some areas we can improve in, and I do like the comments about the offensive line, and even looking at this past year, I really take my hat off to those guys because of all the injuries they had and the way they had to shuffle and still kind of maintain a high level. And then I was extremely happy for Austin Jackson. I thought he had a Pro Bowl year. He been getting beat up since he got here, and he was really coming out of not this past year, but the year before. But he had the high ankle sprain, and so people really couldn't see it. But it all came together, and we probably got one of the best right tackles in the game right now. So, like you said, if we can sign Connor back and add maybe another guard or so, and get the backups a little bit more experience, I think we're gonna be nice there. And that's one thing I agree with, especially in the playoffs. You got to play really good defense, but you got to be able to run the football. And that's what I was watching. I was watching Detroit against Tampa Bay, and both of those got really good defenses. But the boys from Detroit, they was coming off their rock, and I said, "Ooh, this is." But you gotta have that element in your game.
Those boys were dancing. They were dancing.
Yeah, and even when Green Bay was playing the 49ers, they had made a comment from coach from the 49ers, his dad, Shanahan. And he was saying a lot of times teams will put 9 in the box, but he won't check out of it because he was like, you still got to run, whether you get 1 or 2 yards, you still got to, maintaining element of physical football, especially in the playoffs. And so I love when you hear that. And then a coach, I mean, sometimes you got to check out a play if it just don't work. But when you have an opportunity to try to kind of have a little balance and really come off the ball and stuff like that, that sets up your play action and it helps you your passing game and everything. So that's why I like playoff football, because everybody kind of raises their level of play just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, French.
Hey, Rich, thanks for your time. Hey, one of the things I'm gonna tell you, Rich, and I've seen you on the road this season at a couple of the tailgates and a couple of events on the road, and man, just to see the admiration of the community, just from young to old, just coming up to you, giving you your flowers, giving you your salutes. It's a great thing to see, especially from the O-line. You know, we used to call them the big nasty. And we were kind of talking about it the other day, just random, just guy conversation, just talking about just kind of the offensive line and firing off. Like, what is one of the things you look for? The evolution of the run game, where I know consistency is key as far as keeping the unit together. But what is one of the things you look for in the evolution of an offensive line or offensive line unit? Because in my mind, they're almost like units together. It's never really one guy. It's kind of a group of guys. Where do you see like the evolution in these guys? And what maybe that's, I'm kind of steering in the way of McDaniels trusting them to get that 2 yard, even if it's ugly. Where do you think that evolution in the offense comes? I would say going into year 3, or just as a coach kind of trusting in that offensive line to kind of execute and kind of that muddy game, because I got a little bit more, but I'll stop right there.
Okay. Yeah, I think with Coach McDaniel, I think when we got a lot of our interior guys hurt early in the season, you start seeing us run more sweeps and trying to hit the outside versus, hitting up in between the tackles. And I thought that was because of that, and to give some of the guys that were filling in for the guys that were hurt, to get them a little bit more experience and kind of get everybody in sync. And you're right, even though it's 5 guys, we all kind of work as one unit. And that's one thing about offensive line. 4 guys can block everything right, and 1 guy go the wrong way, and the play gets blowed up. It's not like defense. So that's the thing. But and then I think it's the way it all depends on what you have. Like, we have a lot of speed, this and that. So I think Coach McDaniel utilizes that well. I just think, like, as we get closer to the playoffs, you still got to have a consistent running game. And I'd like to possibly see where we could use a change-up guy like Mozart and Achane are really, really fast guys. They can run in between the tackles, but when you get a big back that can, change up, not that he has that speed, but he's got that bruise and he's going to lean on you. When he hits those big 330-pound D tackles and hitting that linebacker, they're going to be like, man, I don't want to see this guy keep coming, but you got to change up. So when they get used to him and then you hit him with Mozart or Achane, they're not ready for it because it's just the speed of the game. So I think, each year I see progression. I see, last year we added on the defense. I think, Coach Fangio, we added some defensive players, and I think we'll add what we need. It's just a process. And then the other thing is, man, we got hit with a ton of injuries. Anytime you lose, all 3, Phillips, Chubb, and Van Ginkel, they just killed our outside pass rush. So that's typically not going to happen in a year, but it was just our year, I guess, to have an overabundance of injuries. And I think next year will be better. So, I'm not making excuses, but sometimes you got to look at the facts and say it is what it is. But yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. As long as we keep making the smart decisions and working to get better, we're gonna be okay.
Well, one more thing just to add to that, Rich. Can you explain to me just kind of that guard center guard combination? Because as I watch this offensive line, to me, that's imperative to, like, whether it's the vision of Tua having that vision of those passing lanes, or just being able to step up in that pocket to make a clean throw over that linebacker. To me, that was more clear than ever how that position has to be more in sync. Can you kind of talk a little about that guard and how that would help Tua kind of be able to make those tough throws that he might have missed, or vice versa?
Yeah, and it's a great point you bring up, Frenchie. Basically, I try to tell people look at the offensive line, especially in passing situations. If you kind of look at a banana, it's kind of got like a bow in it. And typically your tackles are you guys that set back and run your outside rushes up the field, but your two guards and your center got to create a solid where they're not going to give up as much ground. So when we run those guys around, it gives an area where the quarterback can step up and maneuver and still create the throw. So if they get too much pressure coming up the center of the pocket, he has nowhere to step up, and he's going to step back, and one of the edge rushers get him this and that. And so that's what's so critical. You got to have those big boys in the middle that, you know, when they get hit with a bull rush or something, they can stop that momentum and sustain that to where, you know, if he has to step up, he can step up and give him enough time to see down the field and maybe go through all his progressions and hit that open wide receiver. So yeah, that you're right on point with that, and then vice versa. When you're running the football, typically your center guard combination, sometimes it's guard tackle, but most of the time the center's going to be working with either the right guard or left guard, just depending on which way it's onside or backside or whatever. And normally, like you said, most people have two big defensive tackles in there that's, you know, anywhere from 330 to 350 pounds. So when you can get that movement on that guy and then work up to the linebacker, a lot of time that creates that crease of that alley where that running back can hit it, and that linebacker has to make a decision. So if he chooses to go the wrong way, it can turn into a huge play, and now you're in a foot race with the safeties and the corners and stuff like that. So offensive line play is huge. Most people don't really pay attention to it because, you know, the skill positions, that's what everybody know. The receivers, the quarterbacks, running backs, those are glory positions. But yeah, it all go down in the trenches. So you bringing up some valid points and educating people that's kind of listening. So great questions.
Rich, let's build on that a little bit. I've always looked at the coaching aspect of the game, whether it be or any sport really. But I got to give Butch Berry a lot of credit, man, because he really, especially coming off where we first acquired him, there was a lot of talk about how he was having trouble in that Denver locker room, how players were not really warming up to his style with the sticky notes on the lockers and this and that, kind of an old school, like in your face type of guy. And he did a fantastic job with the players that we have. I know that you've gone through, I'm sure, plenty of offensive line coaches. Can you kind of like expand on that, the effect or what the coach's role is coaching professional football players, not so much to college and let's say high school, whatever, but more so professional football players?
Yeah, I think the thing when you say the word coach, it's not to say, you hear a lot of people say, well, this guy's uncoachable, he couldn't get it. But when you can take guys that the previous year was there and then have them operate at a level, I mean, it was like we shot to the moon. I mean,
Big
comparing,
jump.
yeah, before where he was and to where we at now, and to get those guys to buy into his system, and then to be able to plug and play guys that typically, like I said, we had a ton of injuries. You know, Teron Armstead was out, Connor Williams was out, Hunt was out, Isaiah Wynn, and even Austin Jackson, not much, but he missed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, but for Lamb to be able to, you know, plug these guys and to continue to go, and I think we finished probably top 10 at one time early in the first half of the season. We were like one of the top 5 offensive line units overall. So I'm like, to go from, I think we were in the bottom like 28 probably down the year before, and then this guy come in and turn it around like that. Massive. I mean, that's the reason that, you know, Tyreek Hill has the success that he has, it's not because those guys are giving him time to run his route and giving Tua time enough to get the ball out and make those big plays. So, yeah, I mean, he did an outstanding job. I mean, because typically, like you say, you don't have that many injuries or that many musical chairs or guys shuffling like they did. But yeah, he did an outstanding job. I agree with you.
Great, Wally, got some?
Oh yeah, man. I'm with you on the Austin Jackson and Butch Berry job. To me, he's probably Butch Berry is the unsung hero of this coaching staff. People talk about, just like you said, it's cool to look at the 2,000 yard perspective of Tyreek Hill, but them guys smacking each other up maybe down. It's impressive to see Austin Jackson, Connor Williams, even in the small sample that we got. He made Liam Eichenberg, which was a butt of every joke, a starter in the NFL. Like Liam Eichenberg was a starter now. He was solid. And I don't care what anybody says. We had coaches prior. We had multiple coaches before that, and Liam didn't look the way he looked this year. So my question is, what is your outlook towards next season's offensive line? Like with the improvement, what do you see happening there?
Well, I know we got to get Connor under contract. I've heard some, and I don't know if it's finalized, but Toronto Armstead is considering retiring. So you need a left tackle there. Robert Hunt, we need to sign him back as well. So we've got some guys that we got to address to try to bring them back in the fold. But I think either via acquiring the draft or free agency, add another piece, like all y'all are talking about, I think that would really solidify it. And it doesn't matter. I think with the type of coach we got, we could probably bring in a rookie or something. And the way he's developing guys, this and that, I will feel comfortable with him and the rookie versus, if you add a veteran, sometimes you got to pay a premium for him. So you'll get a high round, second, third pick in the draft. It's not going to cost you as much, but you got that guy for the long term, 3 or 4 years, where you got to make a decision as far as, okay, now we got to pay this guy. But I will feel comfortable going through the draft and acquiring somebody or bringing somebody in and continue to build that offensive line. So, that's what makes sense to me, because I think we got the coach, and I think that's the thing that sometimes you got to do. When you got the coach that can develop the players and this and that takes a lot of pressure off of you. So yeah, I'd probably say I would favor the draft probably right now more over acquiring free agency, because we got Wilkins, we got some guys we need to truly get signed, and so I know it's going to take some money. So if we can do that, that's what I'd be thinking right now.
You have any targets in the draft, or you haven't gotten on to that yet?
I hadn't gone on to that, but like you said, Washington, I watched them play. They got some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Michigan, Ohio State. They got some monsters, and then I watched Georgia a couple of times this year. They got some dogs. They always keep some dogs down there.
That center Georgia got, my friend.
Hey, hold on.
Wait a minute, is it Kane fans there? I ain't trying to offend
nobody. Yeah, come on, man. Well, hey, we're all local boys down here, bro. So you know how we roll.
Hey, y'all beat up on my Aggies this year, but I ain't gonna take it personal, because I got a little love for you.
We weren't gonna bring that up, Rich. Out of respect, we were not gonna bring that up.
Rich, you can talk about Devon and how we found out about Devon 2 years ago with that whooping y'all put on us. So we even now.
But I got love for the Cane. I was down there too long, so yeah, I know the history of that, and I was there, played with a lot of those guys in the professional league, this and that. It was man, the U was a special place down there at one point. I mean, they just kept putting them out. So yeah.
But let me ask you this: when we talk about the offense, because I'm gonna stay on this hill for a moment.
Okay.
How, we talk about Tyreek and Waddle, go get D-Hop, go get another tight end who can do it. Let's get greedy at offensive line. Yeah. Let's go get some more of them boys. Let's go stock up on the big wheels, them big tires on the back of that Jeep. Yeah. You need it in the winter time. Let's go get another guard. Go
Yeah.
get another guard tackle. Go get me just some young bulls that can run with the boys we got. Connor, I need you. Hunt, I need you. AJ, I need you. Eichenberg, I need you, but I need 2 or 3 more of them. How greedy can we get, Rich? Because, like you say, in the wintertime, them tires, when you got to take them low profiles off, and you got to put them bad boys on, how greedy can we get?
Yeah. And I agree with you, but we do need those skill position guys. But it kind of reminds me of how Philadelphia was built last year. I mean, their offensive line was so good that it took so much pressure off of Jalen Hurts to where he could execute this and that. And I think we're good. I'll tell you what I would like to see, not only offense, I'd love to see a tight end in this offense that kind of like the tight end for the 49ers or whatever. I mean,
George Kittle.
Rick Kittle.
You get somebody like that, it's just, man, it just adds another element to your offensive scheme, because now it's a match. It's a mismatch for a linebacker, and normally they're too big for a safety. So if you get a guy that can run routes, but at the same time blocking the running game, man, it's a game changer, man. And a lot of times he can play in your third down and long positions too, because it creates a mismatch when your nickel or dime has got to try to match up with a big boy like that. So, man,
Rich,
if we can find a tight end.
You imagine a Keith Jackson in this offense?
Oh, that would be nasty. That would be nasty. Yeah.
I love Keith, man. That was one of my favorite players, bro.
And it's true what he's saying, because you really can't take advantage of the defense if you don't have a tight end, because the matchup. Well, we don't have to worry about the tight end. So now the matchup advantage you might have had with the running back, you'll go ahead and now focus on the tight end and put on the running back. So we need a tight end. The free agency is kind of crazy right now. No offense, one of those guys that we've been looking at. But yeah, you give me a pass catching tight end and a guy that can block. Because Dorian Smith, I love him. His blocking skills are amazing, but we need something with more versatility.
Explosive. Somebody that you got not necessarily game plan for, but you got to know what this guy is. You know, a lot of times people say, okay, double team Tyreek, you still got to deal with Waddle and this and that. But if you add that tight end or whatever, it's like, man, we running thin over here on defense. Y'all just got to do the best you can do, you know. So that's it.
But one of the things you mentioned, really, I'm so sorry, but one of the things
it's a French show. Don't worry about it, French.
It's a French show. Let me just sit back.
Go ahead, French. You got it. Go ahead, French.
Come on, French. Don't do that, French. You're going to mess the show up, bro. Come on, man.
Every time, man. Every time, bro.
French, be yourself,
away, you know.
Hey,
we all family, French. Come on, French. Come on with it. Come on with it.
He was the one receiver of the group. He wanted all the attention. Go ahead, French. Go ahead.
Like Darren Smythe, but I'm out here. But
okay.
Really quick, when you talk about just kind of the offensive line leaning on those guys, that's one of the I want to take it next season more than a skill guy. Like, there's no skill guy to me that could take advantage or that could make up what we could do in the run game if we just got those guys. Because I've seen it from a Dolphins side when those guys are just leaning on us and we're tired. And that's more, to me, explosive than the run game, than the pass game. If you know I'm a runner and you can't stop it.
Can't stop it. You can't stop it. And then the other thing, you know, I know y'all down there, but y'all know about that heat and that humidity down there in South Florida. And when that monkey jump on your back, I mean, we deal with it because we play in it and this and that. But those teams come down there and by halftime, they ready to give it up. They got the mist and fans going, this and that. And when you lean on the other thing I noticed too, I was watching the games, and when you really get to running the football, the game goes a lot quicker. Did y'all notice that in the playoff game? I was like, man, the first quarter's already gone.
Yes,
so,
yes. Low scoring games type game, but they were
low scoring, but the dog, they know they've been in the dog fight. I mean they was coming off, and the defense was like, man, we got to do something. That's when you keep looking around, like the linebackers talking to the D lineman, hey man, try to hold them off a little bit because I can't shuffle to get to where I need to be. Now y'all talking to each other. That's what we want. So yeah, you get the big boys in sync and in rhythm and rolling like that. That's a beautiful thing.
Did you see Sano Pearl, whatever his name is, the kid from Detroit? Did you see that boy? You see that boy out there?
I seen him. It was, as a matter of fact, it was a goal line play that they ran the football on. I think it was a tackle between the two double teams between the right tackle and the right guard, and I think the center and the left guard, and they walked both of those in, and the back could have walked in the end zone. And I said, man, the linebackers couldn't do nothing because they just walking them back. I said,
it's a wall. It's a wall. I need that. I need that. As a Dolphins fan,
oh yeah.
I like all these games. It came down to blocking. It came down to winning in the trenches. You could have Tyree, you could have Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, but if them boys in the front did not win, they ain't doing nothing. And I need more dogs. I need more dogs out there.
Now that's a good thing for Dolphin fans. It's a bad thing for any opponents, and I'm gonna tell you why. Miami got some of the best trash talkers I have ever met in my life, and they will not be quiet. I mean, they're gonna give it to you from start to finish. You know, it's not so. If you're an opponent or a fan, you might not want to come down there and see your boys get that work like that because they ain't gonna give you no break. I learned that early on. I was like, man, these boys down here, people talk trash, but it's from start to finish. I was like, man, so yeah, that'll be a beautiful thing now.
Oh yeah.
If you ain't talking, you ain't from around here, man.
You ain't from South Florida.
That's the truth.
That's a dead giveaway. Yeah.
You gotta be quick on your feet, man. Hey, you gotta talk.
Rich, I gotta ask this question, man. It's very obviously a very hot topic down here. It's a topic not so much with us because we already, our group kind of already knows exactly where we stand with this situation, but I need to get your perspective and your your opinion on our quarterback. You played with one of the, if not the greatest in our franchise history, and arguably one of the best or the best quarterbacks in the history of the game. Where do you stand with Tua?
I think he's. I think we have our guy. I think the thing is, and what people have to realize is Tua doesn't call his own plays. So whatever Tua is calling is what's sitting in, and every now and then he might have the option to check out of the play, but the majority of the time he's calling what's sitting in. And a lot of times I've seen in the second half of the season, we need to be a little quicker making adjustments to what the defense is giving us. And when we don't make the adjustments, I've seen times where the routes are good, but they're too long. So you got to get the ball out quicker. So when the defense starts blitzing you and you go on an empty set, you can't run a 15, 20-yard route. Somebody's got to break that route off to where you can get the ball out. And when you can't, people see that and they say, oh, he's not throwing the ball, this and that. I'm like, no. They don't understand, but it's when people emotions are high, they don't really want to hear that. They just say, it's Tua. I'm like, no, bro, it's bigger than that. This and that, and but I think we got our quarterback. I think he made he's progressing every year. Like this past year, I love to see when it wasn't there. Sometimes just throw the ball away or get down. You ain't got to take those hits, this and that. And I think that's why he was able to stay healthy this year. So he's making smarter decisions. I think Coach McDaniel get with him, and like what all of y'all are saying, if we can get a better running game going or more consistent, especially in the second half. Because I think by midway, everybody kind of figures out what your offensive scheme is, this and that. So now you got to say, okay, you ain't gonna surprise them. It's just okay. You gotta impose your will on them. You know what I'm saying? This is what we gonna do. Y'all can't stop it. So it's just gonna be a long day. Come on, get this work, and we're gonna give it to you, and we're gonna keep giving it to you. This is what it is. But we're gonna mix it up. They say, okay, you thought that was a run, that was a play action. Okay, thought that was a pass. Boom, we hit you with the run. And you're like, now you're scratching your head. Now you're getting frustrated and you don't know, man, what we gonna do. You just gotta take that work.
That's when the rough in the passer comes along in that play action.
And that's where your lineman step up and say, "Hey, bro, we ain't gonna have too much of that." You know what I'm saying? Because guys are trying to get the little cheap shot in, but I like how our guys step up and be like, "Nah, bro, we ain't having that. We ain't doing that. If it's a clean hit, cool. But all that late hit and stuff, no, we ain't doing that." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the things that we, and I'll leave it at this. I'll make it quick. One of the things that we noticed ourselves, and I'm sure it started coming out later on in the season. A lot of people started, I guess, noticing it more. That once Connor went down, the offense stalled, and we were not. You can tell that the ball was coming out quicker out of his hands, and the offense kind of shifted to a negative. Yeah. Yeah.
And even the snaps were sometimes like really low, this and that where he'd have to, so all that affects when we used to get it right here and you can just go here where if you got to go and try to catch it.
Right. It screws up the timing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Connor was the biggest dog on the line. You could make an argument that he's the biggest dog we have, and I think I know T-State is an amazing left tackle. He's a good guy. He'll beat you up, but what I'm talking about is a dog. I think you saw Connor Williams. He fought at the peak of homie from the Rams. Connor Williams went and fought him.
Yeah,
like he didn't see that. Connor Williams is a dog. I think we lost all our offensive line identity when he went down, and you could tell like everybody was just going through the motion.
Well, the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about the center position is the center for the offensive line is kind of like our quarterback. So when we walk to the line, he identifies the front,
Yep.
If it's 4-man, is it over, is it under, what a middle linebacker is. So now we got the 4 down in the mic. Once he declares who that is, then that puts us on who we know we have this and that. So when you lose a guy like that, and I'm not saying Eichenberg is not Connor, not yet. He's still got some work to do. But when he's assured what he's doing, this and that filters down. It's just like if you walk in a huddle and say your quarterback gets hurt, and the next quarterback comes in there and he don't look like he's scared or whatever, you can see that. You know what I'm saying? You can see it, be like, oh no, he ain't ready. We in trouble. But you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm not saying that by Eichenberg, I'm just saying he's not where Connor is right now. Right. I'm just giving an example.
There's a drop off.
So you can read the body language. You can tell, like if you're in the hole with somebody and somebody a little nervous, or they didn't sent one of the receivers out there, or running back catch the ball and get blew up or whatever, and you look in his eyes when he get back in the hole or whatever, you like, oh yeah, they done touched him up. He ain't no good no more.
We can see it in the TV.
We can see it. So you see that look. Yeah.
You see it in the huddle's even worse, but we could see it. Like we saw Leon be scared. We saw players against Buffalo. I mean, against the Chiefs, they didn't want to get hit. Like you can say what you want to say. It was too cold. They didn't want to get hit.
It was chilly out there, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Chilly.
That was chilly.
That was chilly. That's a tough game, man.
Rich, let me ask you a quick question, and just throwing something out there.
Okay.
What would you think it would take for Liam to make the jump that AJ made from last season to this season? Do you think that's possible within this offseason he can make that kind of a caliber jump? Because coming in, and the playbook on him, he's smart from Notre Dame, high IQ, never get, you know what I mean? He has attributes to be one of the parts. Do you think that jump is in him, or you're not saying that it's in him, but do you think that's a possibility to make that kind of a jump that AJ made per se?
Yeah, I think so, Fritz. And this is what a lot of people don't look at. This was what his second. This past year was his second year, right? So when he came out of Notre Dame, he was an offensive tackle. So they tried him at tackle a little bit, then they moved him to guard. And then this year, he ended up playing center. I don't know if he's ever played center before. So for him to make those adjustments and do as well as he did, it's not the smart. It's just getting the repetitions at that position. You know what I'm saying? He just hadn't had enough repetitions. And I think, him working on his snaps this offseason, this and that, he's going to be a much polished player. you've seen him make progressions from year 1 to year 2. Now from year 2 to year 3, I think he'll continue to work because I think he's a professional, and I think the coach is going to demand, because he's old school. He's going to demand, hey, you can do this. This is what we're looking at, this and that. So whether he's the backup center and the starting guard, I think he can make that. But it's just when you go from tackle, because I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't want to go from tackle to center trying to snap that ball and then trying to that's a different skill. And for him to be able to pick it up and play at a high level that quick, I take it off. So it's just he's just got to get more reps in, and he's going to be okay.
One last build off that. In my mind, I keep saying, "Oh, the guys need to get stronger." The guys, with the offensive line, how much more is it strength versus agility versus, like, I would say, like, direction, like pushing guys in a direction? How much? What would you break that up into a pie crust?
Yeah, basically, it's what it is. It's inside leverage. I see it up under y'all name. So you could be stronger than me, but if I can get up under, it's always about the pad level, and they would always say low man wins, and it's just like the Eagles with that 4th down play when they would go for it on short yardage. You know how they submarine and they always get it. They perfected that technique, but it's even in football. The low man typically is going to win. So you continue to work out and stay strong and work on your flexibility and stuff. They have that. It's just getting your pad level down on a consistent level and coming off and hand placement and getting your hands inside and stuff like that. So it's all about leverage for the most part.
Rich, I gotta say, kind of pivoting away from the current time, I gotta ask you something, and it kind of dovetails into our current team. What, and you obviously played under arguably the greatest coach of all time in Don Shula. What do you see the difference between him and the new style, new age of Mike McDaniel's coaching style? I mean, obviously we know the stories about Don being, hard nosed and calling you out in practices and in meetings, and Mike being more of a player's coach per se. But how does that quantify success?
Well, I think you can be successful doing both. Like you said, Shula was hard nosed. That's what he knew. And I remember when I got there, and me and Keith Sims got there, and it was basically he had it to where you basically had to fall in line. So when me and Keith got there, Marino was already there, Clayton Duper was already there, and so they were already used to playing at a high level. So you had to make the decision. You got to bring your game up to if you're gonna want to play with us, this is what you're gonna have to do. And then that was the expectation. So of course it's already pressure when you're high. I was first round, he was second round, but we were 2 rookies playing together. But we picked it up and we matched that level of intensity. But I think even with Coach McDaniel, I think the thing is you got to be who you are, and you can't BS your players. If you start BSing your players and tell them, oh, we got to do this, blah, 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 and they feel you're not shooting them straight or whatever, you'll lose the locker room and you won't get it back. And it doesn't matter whether you're a hard-nosed guy or whatever. If they don't feel you're genuine and truly care about them, because you can be hard-nosed and care about them, and you can be a player's coach. It's just what fits your style. And it's just like Shula couldn't be a Coach McDaniel. That's not his style, and vice versa. So as long as you buy in and the players believe what you're preaching and they buy into it, both can be successful. But yeah, Shula was totally opposite. Yeah, he wasn't having none of that.
I figured that it was a little difference in
total. Yeah. Ain't no little difference. Yeah, if you messed up on that field, I remember I messed up, and I would be walking to the sideline, and I could see Shula with his eyes on me, waiting for me, and I would go like try to angle away from him, and he would just walk down the sideline. But I would never make eye contact with him. I say, man, you just start to yell or whatever. I'm going over here and just. You just got to take it, man. At the end of the day, he's trying to win that football game.
Right.
And what I loved about Shula was he paid so much attention to the little details, the penalties, the mental errors, knowing what you're supposed to do on your assignments. because most football games, a lot of times it's a field goal, 3 or 4 points. Most of the time, it's not like a blowout every game. So he knew how important it was to minimize the mistakes and knowing what you're doing as far as mental errors, that could be the determination in whether you win and lose football games. And then that was instilled in us and instilled to this day, being on time, just the little stuff that most people take for granted. It was instilled in, and I think that's why he had the success he had.
I agree. Junior, you got something for Rich?
Hey, Richmond. Sorry I'm tardy to the party. Had some things I had to take care of, man. Thank you again for coming through. Really appreciate it. I missed a whole lot, so I'm probably gonna re-ask the same question that you guys asked. What are your overall thoughts on specifically the offensive line? I thought for us to deal with the depth, playing majority of the snaps, and still being a top-ranked offense and a top-ranked rushing offense, I thought they did pretty good. So shout out to Barry. What are your thoughts overall, and what do you think we can improve from here at this point out?
Yeah, I think we all got the same sentiment, and I agree with you there. I thought we had an outstanding year, especially considering all the injuries that we had, and for guys to move around and play in different slots and still maintain that level of play and the finish. Probably one of the top 10 lines in the NFL. I thought it was truly amazing. Coach did an outstanding job, and we also saw the growth and development of Austin Jackson. I told you guys earlier, I thought he had a Pro Bowl year. I mean, he played tremendous. I mean, I maybe gave up 1 sack or something. It was something crazy, but he balled out this year, and I think if we win a couple more games or something, I think he would have got that Pro Bowl nod. But he's one of the best right tackles in the game right now. So hats off to them. We just got to stay healthy and add another piece or two just for depth and stuff like that. But yeah, Coach did an outstanding job with those guys.
Rich, before I don't know how much more time you got, but I got to share something. Okay. Junior Finn's mechanic was here. He got here late. Obviously, he has other responsibilities, but I got to share something. If you take a look at your screen, I found it online. If you notice, the first guy right here, this is Finn's mechanic. Look at the number he wore. I just noticed what number he wore.
78. Yeah, I
78.
See that.
That's right. So I don't know if there's any correlation to that, but
there's actually a correlation. Yes, you were my favorite player.
Hey,
playing center guard in high school, I wanted to represent that number. So yes, there is a correlation.
What high school?
I went to Blanche Ely High School in Pompano Beach, Florida.
Okay, you're just north. Okay. All right. Well, I sure appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, man. It's funny how I just happened to find that. I was like, oh, there has to be some sort of correlation to that. So that's pretty good. I didn't mean to embarrass you, Junior. My bad.
Man, I wear it with pride, man. I enjoyed it. I appreciate that, man. Again, I'm so sorry that came in late.
No, you good, brother. Hey, you gotta take care of what you gotta take care of. Don't worry about that. So Frenchie was the wide receiver. Is that what y'all were telling me earlier? No.
Emotional damage.
I thought Wally said. I'm just trying to find out who I'm in the huddle with. That's all I'm trying.
I'm the tight end. I told you.
You right next to me then. That's all right. You right next to me. You good, Frenchie.
Hey, now you're the tight end. How you want to be humble now? The story is recorded. We have you here.
I reported.
Nah. You know who you are. You know you the diva out here.
Oh, man, that was great, bro.
Mr. I'm always open, get me the ball, man. Come on,
man. Hey, listen. Hey, like Durham Smythe, that tight end is the evolution to this offense.
That's it. That's what we missing.
Go get me a
so hold on. So I gotta say something on that. So
okay.
What happened with Gesicki last year?
He was in New England.
No. I mean, the year before, I should
He
say.
can't block. He can't block.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Okay.
he wasn't happy with his block, and they say he wanted to be a wide receiver. That's what they were
Yeah,
saying.
that's
But
true.
I don't
He wanna
know.
get paid
I
like
wasn't
one,
there.
that's for
That's
sure.
what I was saying. Yeah.
Honestly,
So,
all we need to do is find somebody like Randy McMichael. We're gonna start cooking, man. That's all we need.
oh yeah.
Randy Mack.
I've been trying to get Randy Mack on the show, man, but he's,
he
hard to catch up. Is he back in Georgia? Where is he
I
at?
think so. I think
he's in Georgia. I thought he was coaching. I think he was doing something with the kids.
Okay.
He might be doing something with the kids. That's why we probably can't get him on.
Yeah, man. I figure now with the off season, it'll be a little easier to get some guys on. But I know people got stuff going on.
And but I think it's a total opposite because off season don't got to do like football related stuff. So they got more family time.
Yeah.
So I think
it could be.
Like people going fishing, the weather's clearing up. They coming down out here. You know, it's different.
It's about that time. Yeah.
So, Rich, before we get out of here,
I
need you to share like some sort of like interesting story, man.
Give us a Marino story.
You got to give us something we don't know already.
You got to give us. We got to give you something, man.
I give y'all, and I've told this story before, and so me and Keith gets to Miami. Of course, you know, we the two rookies, and I think we were going. Well, we were in training. I think we were in training camp, and so we were running with the first team, this and that, and we had ran a play. And Dan Marino come up to both of us, look us in the eye, and he said, "Hey," he said, "what's the most important thing you got to remember?" And so we kind of look at each other, and we's like, "The snap count." He was like, "No," and I said, "Like the play?" He's like, "No." He said, "The most important thing you got to remember is y'all got to protect me." And we looked at each other, and we fell out laughing. He kind of laughed too, man. He was serious, and I thought about it. I said, "Well, he actually got a point there." I said, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
How's have you still keeping contact with Keith?
But Keith, yes. As a matter of fact, he's got a son that's playing high school football. He might be a freshman or sophomore, and he's in the Georgia area, somewhere around Atlanta, maybe on the outskirts. But he's got one of his boys playing, and he's coaching. So I know.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, he's coaching. So yeah, if he's playing offensive line, he in good hands. He's gonna be a monster. Yeah.
By the way, Richmond, me and you were in the same tune about Mr. Austin Jackson. I call him Pancake Jackson.
He does, man. This guy's insufferable with all season. Like this guy's one of the top right tackles in the league.
He's the prototypical right tackle. The kid can run five.
But you know what? Now, since you said it, I believe it.
Oh my God!
I didn't believe it when he said it, but when you said it, I believe it.
I've been validated. I'm offensive line guru now. Y'all can't stop me now. Hey, if y'all have any offensive line questions,
you got to give Junior a little love now, because Junior played a little line too. Now,
but he
can't have all of them.
He didn't see the vision. I was in the training camp. I'm like, look, he had a high ankle sprain, so you guys didn't get to see the whole product. I was saying all pro. And I was saying all the accolades because the kid had it in him. Last season and then this season, it was all together. Like you said, we would have won a couple more games. He would have been in the All-Pro talks.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people don't know about Austin Jackson was, we drafted in the first round. So when I seen his highlights, it was never a question was he had the athletic ability or the skill set to do it. The thing was, he was like 20 years old when we drafted him. So he was just young, and he just needed a few more reps. Now he done got that. It's like, y'all better watch out, because it's only going up from here. So we got our right tackle for sure.
What do you think about Robert Hunt?
I love Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt, I met him not this year, the year before, at the I think came down for the Browns game, and then I saw him in the Dolphins came and worked against the Houston Texans here in Houston. So I went out and watched practice. So I saw him, and I told him, I said, bro, I said, I'm living through you. I said, when you caught that tip pass, and I said, bro, I don't think I could have held on to it, but I said, I'm glad you caught it, because I say you represent for the big boys, so I love Mr. Robert Hunt. Great guy.
Dog, man. He a dog. He a good old country boy. He a dog.
That's it.
Man.
That's
That's another guy we need to keep, man. I don't want to see him go anywhere. Well, listen, Rich. I know we're up against the clock here. It's been over an hour.
Okay.
The last thing I want to show you here is one of our watchers, and I happen to agree with this guy. We got to find a way to get you that gold jacket, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
No, seriously, man. Like I know me and you have had interactions before. You probably don't remember, but you absolutely deserve to have your name up there and have your bust up there, man. And I can guarantee you that all five of us at Inside Leverage are going to do everything we can to make sure that you get your name up there.
We'll get that campaign popping, man. Because it's only right. It's only right. It's only right.
Okay.
Man. We need more dogs up in the Hall of Fame.
we need more dogs up in there. That's it. That's it.
What I'm talking about, man.
All right, Rich, man. We appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time.
Man, I appreciate y'all. I had fun, man. Appreciate it. Junior, I'm glad I got an opportunity to meet you. Every day you meet somebody that wore a number because of you. So that means a lot to me. And oh, y'all, man, y'all had me laughing, brother. Y'all got the energy going. Keep it going.
Oh yeah, man. That's what we're all about.
That's what we need in this community. We need more positive stuff like this. So thank you for doing that. And
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, if y'all see me, don't be a stranger, bro. Don't be trying to act like y'all don't know me now.
Nah, man. We'll hit you up,
man. We got you, man.
Hey, honestly, I might.
The reasons too, man.
I'm an officer guru now, so I might act a little different now. I'm an line guru, you know what I mean?
Only you can do that, man. Nobody else. Just you.
Rich, man, hopefully we can get you back on it sometime in the future, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get you for the post-draft of free agency to talk about these dogs you might get out of here, man.
Okay, we'll see if we can set it up. That should be no problem.
All right, man. Hey, good luck to you, and looking forward to our next talk.
All right, y'all have a good night. Okay.
Hands up. You too. Thanks, man.
Hands up.
Thanks for the win, baby.
Hands for the win.
Once again, guys, I'm Officer Guru.
How did I know that? Oh, bro, no.
Talk to me now.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I don't want to hear it. Wait, listen. If you look at the rafters in the stadium, you see that man's name, right? So he knows I know ball, so we good. We good. French, did he not validate us? Did he not validate us? We got credentials. I got credentials.
Hey, I gave you the props.
Hey, y'all got to endorse me on LinkedIn now, baby.
Put that on your resume now, bro.
You better talk to me nice. You know what I'm saying? So when I do this draft breakdowns, I'm saying we come back out here, talk about these offensive line guys. Talk to me nice. All right. So, and to you guys that want Arthur Smith to be your run candidate as an offensive line guru, we're not having that. Nope, we're not having that.
We can't see. The thing is, we can't have this discussion right now, bro, because one of the main proponents of this is not with us right now.
Oh, you mean these guys have more energy to talk about Arthur Smith and glaze them and not so? Yeah. Those guys. I ain't trying to hear that opinion. It's irrelevant. I'm a guru now.
Hey, Junior, man, how do you feel now, bro? We're able to talk to Richmond.
He's not a guru though. You can't feel like a guru.
That was random as hell, but I didn't, I had to share that. That was pretty cool. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of what he said?
I mean, given the fact that most of the things he said I already knew because I'm a guru.
Bro, this guy. Bro.
He was right on, bro. He was right on with the guys, man. We need more dogs. It's fun to see that people how he watches the game differently, and it's great that we kind of see the game the same way because we look at the intricacies of football and stuff like that. And he was right on about the tight end, man. And it's like we need a tight end. I was so wrong about that last season. I was like, we'll have enough with Durham Smythe, but we need a tight end that, just like he said, another guy that's gonna make you go crazy, but at least you have to account for.
I think we just need a third option overall, and a tight end that's a receiving tight end and can block is necessary. I think Smythe and them boys did their job, but it seemed like Tua didn't trust them to be the guys as a receiver, so we need someone that Tua can trust as a receiver in that tight end position.
No, I think when you guys say the third option, I think it sounds it's irresponsible because we have more than 3 options. We have a lot of options. we don't have a tight end option. That it's a layer of the field. You could have anybody else be great, but if you don't have to worry about the tight end, you don't have to worry about the tight end. It's not about a third. Go ahead.
Wally, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Also, you got to think about it. A quarterback's safety blanket is a tight end. So
you gotta have it. You gotta have a tight end that's reliable. I don't care if he has to be able to pass catch and break a couple of tackles and make. He doesn't have to be George Kittle, but he has to be able to block and run.
If
If
Braxton Berrios had Claypool body, we'd be in the Super Bowl.
He ain't even lying. No, I'm telling you right
fair.
now. I'm telling you right now, if we have Tony Fasano right now, we'll be in the playoffs. We'll still be in the playoffs.
Go get me in the draft.
You need to go watch. You need to go watch film of Keith Jackson, bro. Trust me when I tell you.
I'm talking about the bare minimum at tight end.
I'm looking for the best. I'm looking for the best guard tackle duo and bringing them in. I love the draft two of those young bulls.
I said it. I've been saying it in the chat.
I love the draft. Listen to me.
Hold on, I'm an offensive line guru. Me, the offensive line guru of the group. Me and Richmond agreed on this.
Okay.
We go get a center, but he said we need to get a guard tackle because he even mentioned about.
But he can play. But if you get CPJ, what is this kid? Powers Johnson,
the guy from Oregon.
Yes.
Listen, I look.
I mean, I know there's options, but you know,
my ideal draft is like first and second round. It sounds kind of crazy, but I'll go Troy from the Washington kid, and if by any chance,
Fuatamo, whatever his name is,
Fuatamo,
right?
And in the second round, all those centers are going to be there. Maybe one or two won't be there, but it's like 8 of them.
So then we're good.
Yeah, I'll go get the Georgia kid. The kid from Georgia is nasty, bro. Van Parent, oh my, whatever his name is, that kid is nasty. That kid he's more athletic than the Oregon kid. And for our scheme and what Connor Williams does, that kid from Georgia looks identical. I don't know about his mentals.
Hey, let's make a little bit of a 180 here. What do you guys, which is kind of bothering me to be honest with you, what do you think of this reaction about this report that Tyreek Hill filed for divorce?
Nothing at all.
No. But what I'm saying is not so much him, but that's his personal life. But it's another indictment of how fast people just jump down news. He comes out and says that's not true. Like there's nothing going on. But now they're claiming that there's court documents that were filed in Broward court. So
yeah,
kind of aggravating.
Yeah, that's TMZ. I'm staying away from that.
I feel like our reporters should try to paint our players in a better light, especially when our players are trying to do.
That's my point. That's my point.
Like these guys are doing community service stuff. They're doing a lot of things, especially Tyreek. Tyreek's going to kids' houses and getting them jerseys and doing good things. And the first thing, if it's in a court of public records, of course it's gonna come out. But at least have some decency of doing some right reporting and not shocking the kid. Because I don't really care what that man does in his private. I don't care how
That's exactly my point.
I don't care who he married to, who he divorced. So long as that man is ready to play football for us and his mind's on the game, I don't care who it is. We got to do better than that. Like, it's so much for click's sakes, man. I don't care about nobody's personal life.
No, I'm with that. But I didn't mean to derail. I just found it, it was just kind of eating at me and bothering me.
Don't let two-time French discard you, man.
Man. Come on.
Two-time. I'm gonna try to figure out a name for French. A two-time French. The French don't never ask one question. He asks 2 questions. He has a question.
Too long.
I ask layered questions.
Oh, layered.
Layered.
Okay.
Layered. That's what we're going with.
Wow.
Is it as much layer as a Floridian going to a cold weather state and you put him on like 15 different outfits on.
Multiple layers.
Yeah,
Yes,
yo,
sir.
I promise you, mechanic. I man had like 17 questions back to back with Richmond. I was like, all right, bro. Like, oh, yeah, go ahead,
See,
bro.
that,
We're just
that's
sitting,
the thing
we
about
got to a
French,
point that we
man.
just sat back and said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead,
Run the
bro.
show.
You know what it is, mechanic. They said they want a tight end till they get one.
Tight end, you a wide receiver right now. What are you talking?
Wow.
I didn't know French was a wide receiver.
Oh, he a diva. I man had all the questions.
French, you play wide receiver in college?
He's a Stephon Diggs of inside leverage, bro.
He's a
the Stephon Diggs of inside leverage. Wow.
He's always open. Get on the ball at all costs. That's him.
So what you trying to say is y'all not using me at prime time?
Nah.
Hey yo.
Oh god.
Hey, what's Stephon Diggs numbers and game eliminations? It's like 6 targets, 17 yards, something crazy like that.
Yo, speaking
Right
of
from
that,
the
did you see Slayton's response to that fan or whoever it was that was talking about Josh Allen's pass to Diggs? They were saying, "Oh, what else can Josh do?" And he came back and I don't know if did you guys see that?
No, what did he say?
I didn't.
Hold on, let me look it up. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys see that.
I mean, what did you guys think of that game, man? Like, it seemed like there were that throw in that end zone that died down. I don't know if it was.
No, that was
like,
crazy.
That was crazy. That was like Josh Allen.
We've seen that before.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, these guys are one of the same. They all make plays. They all will throw 700 yards in a game. But when the game gets to closing time, when it really, really matters, that man had 3 drives, possessed the ball for 9 minutes, and have 56 yards. That's Josh Allen. You could talk about our quarterback not delivering. You could pick apart Tua. But this is Tua's first playoff game. Josh Allen he's been in the playoff game for a long time, and it's always the same thing.
I mean, literally took it. They took the ball out of his hand for some, and then he did had a good game though. It's just at the end, it just didn't.
His last 3 drives, he choked it up.
Yeah,
and they put that last drive, they put it in his hands. They passed the ball 12 times.
Yes, and he had Diggs open. He didn't go to Diggs. He had Diggs wide open right then in a crossing route. He didn't go to a crossing route. He had homie open downstairs. He didn't go there. And then he made that throw. He He short armed the throw. Like he did it against us. The kid is he's a monster, bro. But I like I said, I've always said he's Jeff George and Phillip Rivers.
Crazy.
Right, I found it. I'm gonna put it on.
And by the way, and by the way, that's the underthrow. I ain't gonna if you want to.
No, that's exactly what he said. Look, check it out. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let me see if I can.
That one. He said that. The Diggs had to slow down to grab it.
Yeah.
And looked like Diggs misread the trajectory of it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I didn't honestly. I saw the game and I didn't even notice it. Until he put it up. The other angle really shows it. He's got to slow down.
I watched the game, man.
Check it out.
That was an underthrown ball. With all that arm talent, he could throw the ball 80 yards, 100 yards. And what happened? What happened there? It's like I said, bro. These guys have all the talent in the world, and when it comes down to pressure time, they don't make the throws. Against us, he had a wide open guy in the end zone. He couldn't throw it 5 yards. He threw it on the floor.
Yep,
bro, if Tua had that kind of time in the offensive line, oh my God, bro.
Well, that was one of the things that I just got caught up in the moment. I mean, I wanted to kind of like dovetail or segment into that imagine if the way Tua was moving the ball and getting rid of the ball so quickly, imagine giving him another second. With the weapons that he had, he has.
Right. And that's the thing, Coach. I feel like because I think we did that in the beginning with Connor and Wynn, and even with Connor out there, you still had a ample time to kind of like look down the field, look at the opposite side of the field instead of looking one way, middle, then the other way. You know what I'm saying? And it just felt like with the injuries and the trend, like moving from one offensive line set to another, you kind of want to just get the ball out. You know, with Tua having the injury, the concussion stuff from last year, and he played all 17 games. He beat that narrative, but it just felt like it was always quick pass game, and that caught up to us. We didn't have that 5-step drop or sustaining a block for Tua to look at one side of the field to the other. It just felt like he had to focus on one side, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It just felt
Hey,
like it was a
look
lot.
who's here.
man.
Yo,
Richmond Webb, what Richmond was saying is like we didn't. I think that it kind of like combats that. Though when he was talking about when the defenses found out about the not having all that time and bumping at wide receivers, he talked about receivers running shorter routes. We kept on running these long ass routes, and we didn't adjust to it. And also, all that success in the beginning, yeah, that's just Tua making his offensive line being great. Like I need going the next evolution of Butch Barry for these guys is sustaining their blocks, holding on to their blocks for Tua could have 3 seconds to throw a ball, not 2.1.
Another second. If it goes 1.8, 1.5 to 2.5 to almost 3.
Yeah, we just need more sustainable blocks.
Yeah,
because Tua would seem like he was affected. He was affected by it, and the time clock in his head was like, I got to get this ball out because these guys are not going to hold much longer.
Hey, I know we're gonna sign Connor, but I still go get another center, definite center, but also have a guard swing center, because at the end of the day, if center to me is the most important position, with giving to it that pocket between that guards, like I go get him the Dooley F550 heavy duty supercharger with the Sewell package upgrade.
I don't look if they come back with Connor Williams and Liam Eichenberg, you have your starter and your backup, and then you still have here under I don't know if he's on the practice squad, but with familiarity, Olave. So maybe they'll find an undrafted guy and maybe tutelage him. But I think if they get Connor and come back with Liam, they're gonna more than likely look at their guard tackle going forward, and look at T-State replacement. I think that's more feasible to me if you get Connor, because if you got Connor and Liam coming back, Liam is going to be your backup center. So why would you try to get another center on top of that when you have to get a guard and a backup guard? So,
well, that's why I said I want to get another center. That way, like I said, I'm not depending on Liam to be a center. I got a definite guard.
That means
center.
if you're gonna get a center to overtake Liam, you're gonna have to get a center early, bro. You're gonna have
That's
to go
what I'm telling you. I don't mind doing that.
I disagree, and here's why I disagree on getting a center early. So if you sign Connor, hold on. If you sign Connor, real quick, you're not forced to get a center early. I agree with that.
But this is my question.
But hold on. Wait.
Let Junior get it off. Let me
land the plane. Real quick. Like hear what I have to say, French, and then you can see if you object. If you sign Connor, you don't have to get a center right away, because you got Liam, who can be a backup, but you still want to draft a center later on or an undrafted to develop and compete with Liam, because Liam is in his last year of his rookie deal, and we don't know how he's going to progress. So you still want to have someone behind him that fits the system, that can do the things that Connor does, just needs to develop and grow. So that way, if Liam is gone, you have someone ready and waiting for Connor, behind Connor. And then when Connor leaves, you have a rookie guy who's been learning under the system, who's been developing and can take over. So what do you think about that, French?
That's where I'm at. That's what I just said. That's literally what I said.
My bad. I had to do a French real quick so I can
My only thing about that is I don't want to go per se back to Liam at the center position. I'd rather see him make that jump at the guard position.
No,
I feel like in my mind,
Hey, he played better guard than he played center.
he's not gonna play right guard, but he's not gonna play right guard for us.
Left guard.
But
nigga, you gotta draft that.
French. The good thing about Liam is he's versatile and he's a strong depth piece.
I'm not talking about none of that. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about having Connor, maybe somebody who's a guard, somebody who, because at the end of the day, I rather have Liam on the bench, and if he pushes that guy that's the conversation I want to have.
That's exactly what we
said.
That's what we
said. Yeah, but you're speaking more as not taking the center as high. I'm not saying with the first pick, but I'll do it with that second pick.
No,
definitely.
No, hell no.
Now considering Now considering like Wally said that position's deep in the draft, then we can probably.
I mean, it depends on who falls there to us at that pick.
Bro. If they sign Connor, they're not drafting a center early, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
But like I said, I'm not. You can draft one of these guys and put him at guard. You're not drafting him to be a center, which is why I said guard center combo.
Look, hear me
okay,
out.
but wait a minute. Hold on. What if they draft? Hold on a second.
Did we not draft Tunsil at left tackle? We'll put him at guard.
Wait. Hold on. So what if they do draft a center and they move Connor to guard? To left guard.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying.
French, if they're gonna tackle, they're gonna get a guy versatile regardless. But if BPA is gonna be the move anyway, but if a guy like a Troy from Washington is there, he's a guy who can be a guard and then transition to tackle later.
Right, yeah.
That means I'd rather move Connor to center and bring in a guy who we can plug and let him pick up the call.
Well, he's a plug and play guy. He's a plug and play.
You rather depend on Liam at that point?
Who said about Liam? Who said about Liam?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's say we sign Connor, right? And we draft the Washington kid at left guard, right? With the potential to replace Teasted at left tackle, right? So you're gonna roll out next season. Austin Pancake at right tackle, Hunt at right guard, Connor at center, rookie from Washington, and Teasted. What are you talking about? What are you worried about?
But hold on, let me ask you this question. Let's reverse it. Say you put Connor at right. I'm
not moving Connor off of center, French. He's the best center in the league, arguably.
So then we're not moving Connor. What left tackle? What left? So you gonna plug that Washington kid in at left guard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, you can put him at left guard because he can transition
until he's ready to go to left. Exactly.
Right, and even like
that's like Tunsil all over
again. He can play right guard. He can play left guard. He can play left tackle. He can play right tackle.
I'm with that. If y'all don't want to move Connor, so at no point are we moving Connor.
There's no point to move Connor at all.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Okay. I just want to make sure we all on the same page.
Why would you move arguably one of the best players in the league?
I'm just making sure.
Nah. That's not facetious for me.
His versatility is good. But that should be last resort time.
Mechanic, hold on, mechanic. Don't fall for it. This man has an agenda.
I don't have an agenda. Listen, y'all told me I was breaking up the fan base when I was rooting for Steelers. Look how that happened. Look how that ended on me.
You have an agenda.
French, what's the agenda? You want Connor Williams at another position?
No. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that we can keep Connor. Listen, I want 2, maybe 3. I want 2 offensive linemen in this draft.
They're not gonna. But look, French, they're not gonna play. Only one is playing.
Listen, but then so we can't get one to play and one to have in the like. Listen, when you buy a pack of batteries,
but look, what you're saying makes sense, but it doesn't make sense given our depth. So hear me out once again. Listen to the man.
but Wally, Wally, you're not about to sell me. You're not about to sell me this roadside insurance. We just seen what happened in December. Go get you the Jeep tires, Wally.
Listen.
Go
Connor
get the
Williams,
Jeep tires.
No, hey, bro, listen. Connor Williams is not an injury prone player. So you could get that out your mind. So if Connor Williams is playing center, you don't really have to worry about your backup like that to draft a guy early. If you get your left guard and you have to play 2-3 games with Liam Eichenberg at center, that's not a problem when you have your whole line solidified.
All right. So Wally, we driving out of town next year in December. We going on that same road that we make the same trip out of town to go, do the whoop-de-whoop. We making that trip.
Washington is cold.
Listen, hold on. We drive through Virginia and we get the same flat tire we get every year. Let's just say, hold on.
No, I'm not.
Are you not gonna look at me and be like, yo, my boy, do you got the tire at the?
No, I'm not, because I already have my office.
This is also confusing. I'm very confused.
I don't know what this man is talking about. He wants to argue about getting a backup center to back up.
No. I'm not. I'm talking. No. I was okay. I was just having a conversation about the center. I told you I want another guard tackle combo. A guard tackle.
That's the Washington guy.
That's the Washington kid.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, can we not afford to get somebody else?
French, there's plenty of guys the BYU kid, Chris. What's up, Chris? In the chat mentioned, he's a guy that's a guard tackle versatility. He can even play on the opposite side at right tackle if needed. So you're gonna get versatile guys. We need a plug and play.
But why y'all telling me I only can get one? Why can't I get two?
But not in the first 2 rounds.
Well, I didn't say the first 2 rounds. I'm not saying in the first 2 rounds. I know we're not going to get two.
Yes, you did. And now you.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, you did. Yes,
I'm talking about. Listen, I'm not talking about with the 6th and 7th pick, bro. I'm not talking about getting another guy at the end of the draft where you're just trying to collect the body. You need to. Okay.
That's how you.
All right. I'm gonna chill. Y'all gonna tell me I'm breaking up the fan base again. I'm gonna chill.
The 3 to 4, the 3 to 7 is probably gonna be developmental anyway.
So what you really talking about?
They're gonna be developmental anyway because you got good depth in Lamb, who needs to be re-signed, and believe it or not, Liam Eichenberg is good depth. Robert Jones, good depth. Lester.
Yeah. Hey. How they say it? How they say it? Y'all got it.
Hold on. I'm an offensive line guru. Shout out to Richmond Webb and me. And what Mr. Webb and I agreed on Liam Eichenberg making the other jump. Nah, because it's facts. Because he literally just said he believes in Liam Eichenberg, and then he said about that change being really tough on him, and he saw it. So I think
some very important information on the screen right here.
We're mentioning the 3rd and 4th round picks, exactly. But French wants to double up.
We can acquire them.
Yeah, we could get one, but I'm just saying this guy French is a double up in the same position twice. We can't do that. If you get your guard tackle and your second pick, you got to get something else. You got to get your safety, get your defensive end, a defensive tackle, something else, a tight end. You can't just go, let's get guard tackle.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. In a perfect world, yeah, but I mean,
yes,
there's other holes in the team that
specific in this team, bro. We need linebackers.
Well, we need to start drafting good. At some point, you just can't go to the free agency, just fill out the roster like that. You got to start relying on people that would lower salaries.
I think we need to start drafting players that are ready to play. No more like Cam Smith,
right?
The easy, the Tendos. We need plug and play guys.
Plug and play, yeah. Guys like Power Johnson, guys like Kinsley from BYU, guys like Troy from Washington. Those are, to me, plug and play that can make an impact on your team.
You know, there's this kid from Utah, that Chad showed up, put us all on
Yeah.
the two-way play. Hey man, if that kid is there in the 5th round,
take him. Yeah,
you got it.
That's a Vic Fangio guy.
Oh yeah.
He played linebacker, right?
He played safety and he played receiver. He played all.
Yeah.
He played. So he has an understanding of route concepts and all that good stuff. So he's a guy that's gonna can benefit. Probably has very good intellect in understanding defenses. Wouldn't be surprised if he make an impact.
I think we might be trading down for that 21 pick, 21st pick.
I think so too. I think they want to acquire 2 seconds and some more picks down the line to get.
But only to get stuff this year, not next year. They're gonna pick up this year.
Yeah, that's what I feel. We'll see.
Yeah, they got to start filling out the roster a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think they stay at 21, specifically with this draft. You know how many new coaches there are, how many draft capital they're gonna have. We're gonna be sitting pretty at 21.
It's a good little place to sit.
No, I don't know. I gotta see. So that being said, you guys, you think they bring back Wynn next year?
Yeah.
If they do, I seriously hope that they still bring competition because we can't rely on that.
No, Wynn is gonna get competition. I don't think he's gonna be here as a. We can't rely on him.
Yeah.
So as the player, you're gonna sign another 1-year contract, I guess, because you got injured, right?
You got injured, yeah.
And it's not guaranteed.
Right. Nobody's
gonna give him a contract out there like that.
All right, so pivoting away from that a little bit, what do we do with the linebacker position?
You go get the kid from Carolina. You go get Shazier, and you try to re-sign Van Ginkel. I think that's.
So you talk about Frankie Lou.
Yeah. Shazier, the guy that's in Tennessee, he's a tackling machine.
So okay.
Then you go give Van Ginkel, and you see what you got in Tyndall. And you try to see Cam Good. Well, Cam Good had a late ACL injury, so you might have to pick up another couple linebackers. See, because they're not really expensive, so you good.
And I think they're gonna have to get a little bit of pass rushers too. So, especially early on, because we don't know. I mean, yeah, there's reports saying that JP is gonna come back early, and Brad will be Shelby will be ready, but it takes time, bro.
Yeah, knowing this team is they're gonna utterly rest them extra rest, so nah. You gotta get some guys out here. They might even draft a guy, man. That's what Mechanic was saying too. And Mike loves.
Oh yeah.
His favorite position, defensive end. So you never know.
Exactly.
We over here talking about offensive tackle in the first round. They might mess around and get a defensive end.
They might. I really haven't even delved into that as far as like who's coming out of college for defensive end position. So
me too, because I've been ignoring it since we have so many of them. But now I have to look at them because we might just do it. I don't know if there's a linebacker out there. I know Leonard Taylor at 21 would be beautiful, but I don't think he's gonna be there.
What about? I know there was some talk about getting another safety to pair him with Javon.
Cam Kitchens, yeah. So he wants to do that. That's boy. Listen here, but you know what? I ain't even gonna hate. In the second round, you might get his teammate James Williams. He's a strong safety.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a couple of mocks. People had that.
He's actually an excellent fit and a good bargain in the second round too. The kid has a lot of potential. He reminds me of Sean Taylor.
He's a tall one, right? He's tall. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He reminds me of. He's a very, very big hitter, contact, physical player. So that's something we definitely could pair up with Javon. I just like Cam Kitchens because Cam can play the free and the strong. But James played free safety too. He's interchangeable, but I believe he's better in the box.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's gonna be interesting. I know we're gonna have a lot of stuff coming in the next coming weeks with a little free agency talk, some draft talk, and trying to keeping the pulse on the team and what direction they might go. It's gonna be interesting.
we'll have more content out for stuff. We'll have a draft breakdown and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we'll have the guys show up on time, and you know what I mean.
You won't have to carry the show anymore.
I won't have to carry the show, man. I mean, I'm opposite line guru, so there's more versatility to it. But you know, it's cool.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So let's wrap it up here. I want to, shout out to Richmond Webb. Shout out to all our listeners and watchers and people who follow us on all the social media platforms, man. We love y'all. We wouldn't be anything without you guys. I guess I'll take us out with some a little bit of some music here.
What is this?
I'm a classical guy, bro.
Oh my God.
Fins up, baby!
Fins for the win, baby.